Hey everyone, TechBarn back with another video. And in today's video, we'll be taking a look at a product which I have not seen before. Now I've dealt with many soundbars in the past at the job that I work at right now, but I've never, ever seen a desktop soundbar. And once I saw it on Amazon, you know I had to get it and try it out. So in today's video, we'll be taking a look at the Mpow Soundhot B4 to see what it's all about and if it's worth it or not. Now let's start things off with the unboxing. Inside the box, you have the soundbar itself, a micro USB charging cord, a 3.5mm audio cord, as well as a user manual. Nothing special, but I will say the user manual is not the most user-friendly. Now moving on to the design of the speaker itself. So pretty much the entire body of it is made out of a plastic material. On the bottom, you find two very grippy grips, which I was really surprised as to how grippy they are. Moving on to the back, you have a USB 2.0 port, just in case you want to play music through a USB. You have a micro SD card as well, if you want to play your music through that. You have an aux cord as well as a micro USB port for charging the speaker. Now moving on to the top, you have a big Mpow logo, which I guess they had to put their logo somewhere. And then for buttons, you have a mode button, which you can change the mode, whether you want it USB, Bluetooth, aux, or micro SD card. You've got forward and back, play pause, and a button to answer calls. And all the volume controls and the on-off button are all controlled via a little knob here, which honestly I prefer more than a button because it feels a lot more interactive. Good plus, but aside from that, it's a pretty simple build quality. Now just to give you guys more of an idea of what the build quality is like, here's a quick sound test of the materials. There's a little bit of ASMR for you guys, but it hopefully gives you guys a better idea of what it sounds like. When it came to my experiences using the soundbar, I was honestly surprised because when I listened to artists like Edith Piaf or songs like Le Festin, they sounded very clear. But when it came to listening to artists like DaBaby, I can say that the bass was lacking a bit. It was still there, which I was surprised that it had. There was bass, I could feel it on the table, but there's not as much as I would have liked. It kind of left me wishing there was more bass. But I will say that when it came to using this as a desktop speaker, I don't really see that as much. It just doesn't seem right to have this on your desk under your monitor. It doesn't sound right, and I would much rather have two little speakers on each side of my monitor instead. I'd say instead of using this as a desktop soundbar, it's a lot better if you use it just as a portable speaker or a speaker that's stationary and stays there throughout the entire duration of the day. I mean, you can also use it as a baseball bat, but that's up to you. Now, if I had the opportunity to sit down with Mpow and talk about things that they can do for the Soundhot B5, which they can improve from the B4, I would say that they could make the buttons a bit more appealing. I personally did not like the shiny plastic, and it just didn't feel as premium as I'd like it to be. And I might also change the logo placement because I feel like it's very abrupt, but it kind of gets rid of the subtle cleanness of a small desktop soundbar. If I could improve one thing about the sound quality, would probably be to just add a bit more bass. Aside from that, honestly for $40, everything else is pretty good. Now in the end, I would probably give this mini soundbar 7 out of 10 premium points. And the reason for that is because it's fairly simple to use. I really like the knob that you can volume up, volume down, turn it off. The sound quality is also very clear and it fills a room fairly nicely. But the one thing that I will say that it lacks is bass, and that's something that's pretty important to me. But another reason why I docked points off is because I don't really see this being used as a desktop soundbar. It just doesn't seem right to have the monitor there and then this under it. It just doesn't look nice and doesn't feel nice, and I'd honestly prefer to have two smaller speakers on the sides rather than this. But aside from that, it amplifies sound fairly well and it fills a room nicely. So for that, I give Mpow kudos. With that being said, if you stuck around till the end of the video, a like and subscribe is greatly appreciated. It helps our ever-growing channel and it means the world to us, and it only takes a couple seconds of your time. This has been TechBarn, and as always, stay premium.